Right, that's what we gonna do. Let's just do that then. Ain't no sense in waiting, bro. Let's just do it now. Yeah. Tell a bad, the shit tastes funny, that's a bad batch. I ain't scratching about the hoe, we can have that. Keep the formula tight, no lab rats. My young nigga move work by the hashtag. Drop it off after you hit the cash out. And if you ain't wrong, you get blasted at. When you picking up shells with a trash bag. And I just want all of the comments to give me some head in a comfortable bed with none of the drama. Ain't scratching about shit, I stay cool in the sauna. That leaf roll like a finger. I've been through the fire in the ringer. These niggas get jammed and turn into singles. I can feel it in the
air.
Nigga, see, I came up some old school.
Episode 5. This is episode 8.
8? Yeah, fuck your feelings. Somebody did it.
It don't matter what the number is, man. We got the big homie, the OG, the king of hot sauce, the king of hot sauce in the Tampa Bay, Florida area.
That's true. That is true.
What else? Mr. I slap you and your mama.
Both of them.
You know what I'm saying?
F.U.N.
Yeah, both of them. Big dog at you lady.
That's it.
Got 9 kids.
More on the way.
Hey, what is
More on the way.
The one and only, the bad man himself, Chef Jose. I'm working on my presentation, so you know.
We don't care about that. Man, you sound good.
What's up, Chef, man?
I'm chilling, Bobby. How about you?
I'm good.
What's going on?
I'm good.
I'm glad to be here with you.
Yeah, it took you long enough to get here.
I'm like my man said. I need more. I need more hobbies instead of making kids. So,
you come fuck with us.
I mean, I could be making kids right now.
You could.
Exactly.
Kids,
we appreciate you taking a break.
Yeah, taking at least.
I appreciate you guys having me. I've been wanting to, get with you guys for a long time or whatever. But I just be moving around, jumping around, places.
Busy man.
What's going on?
Man, you see it. We working. We're trying to talk to these people.
Express ourselves.
Talk to them. Talk to them.
All the different issues we see come up in our day-to-days and whatnot.
Talk to them. I'll tell them something. If you don't want to talk to them, I'll tell them something.
You got something on your mind?
I always got something on my mind. I just want to hear it or not.
This is what we wanted to hear.
If they press play, they wanted to hear it. That's how I personally feel. You fuck around and press play on Instagram or YouTube, then you get whatever you was asking for.
You want to show, you'll get it here today.
And especially if you press play on a show called Fuck Your Feelings.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big problem nowadays is everybody's in their feelings and don't feel like everybody has the right to say what they feel. And my problem with that is, all right, you know what? I respect your feelings, but fuck your feelings because this is how I feel. I respect what you got to say, but you got to listen to me too.
And that was the main motivation of the show in the first place because the world is walking on eggshells 24/7. So, and I know you don't give no fucks.
Only eggs I know, I fertilize them. Okay?
Okay.
That's all I know. That's the only eggs I know.
I got you. I don't want those eggs. Man, have you seen the show before?
Yeah. I watched the episode with Al ran it for a long time. I watched your last episode with the young lady. It was,
young person.
Oh yeah. We love
person.
Okay, yeah, young lady. That's what I said. Fuck they feel.
Yeah. Hey, there it is.
I watched that episode for a little while or whatever. I give everybody a chance, to listen to them or whatever. And it's not so much more I'm listening to, what they're talking about. I'm actually listening to you guys' podcast.
Yeah.
So no disrespect to nobody, but fuck your feelings.
Right. So we do this thing called Two Truths and a Lie. And we don't know what it is. The people don't know. It's just something to help us get to know our guests a little bit.
But what if you don't lie?
Damn. Just make something up. Tell the truth about somebody else and say it's about you.
That's life. You said 2 truths and a lie.
Or 3 crazy truths that we wouldn't believe.
All right. Well, let's not say what is what. All right. So I love seafood. I've helped 2 politicians in 2 separate states get elected with my criminal background not being an issue. I walk around with a bag full of guns and money.
Ooh.
So
I
you pick the truth.
I think you ate seafood.
I feel like it's a seafood one, you know? Because, you know, the two different states, that's too much details. To
Yeah, that's a lot of detail.
You know,
I got papers.
and it's a crazy world also, so, you know, who wouldn't walk around with a bag full of guns?
Yeah.
Let's see what's in this bag.
Open up the bag, see what's in there.
All right, some peppermints.
You gotta have those. You gotta have those.
Facts.
You gotta have
You can't be walking around with shitty breath, especially you gotta wear a mask.
You got a knife and a flashlight.
those.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
never know.
That was just the top pocket.
Go to the big bag.
All right, the big pocket. All right. Okay. You know what I'm saying? We ain't playing around.
Something easy.
Yeah, that's
That's walking around right there.
No, well, that's.
This is for back pains. This is back aid.
I'm an old dude. I'm
This
old.
is back aid. Because he is 50, so I
But I
guess.
need you to do me a favor. Though. I need you to unwrap that.
How I hold one of these? How I hold one?
I need you to unwrap that because a lot of people are gonna be like, you know what? You got a bunch of ones in the middle. I need you to go ahead and unwrap that and find me a 1 in there.
That's, yeah.
I need you to find me a 1 in there.
Find one.
Find a 1 in there. If you find a 1 in there, you can have it all.
But why is 3 guns?
Hmm?
3 guns. And then some sunflower
What do you
seeds.
mean 3 guns?
I don't see not in.
Oh, it's 4 guns. See, I like even numbers, and that's what really.
That made sense.
That's why I asked you why you got 3. Because I wanted to see even numbers.
Okay.
Certified.
So,
Nah,
you know,
1
so-
0.
Ones in
Not
there?
a single one. I was hoping.
I didn't even know
Because
because he wasn't gonna miss. He wasn't gonna miss one.
Yeah,
So,
I ain't gonna miss
let me put this bag aid in there because I know you need that the most.
right?
You see? Alright, well,
That's
we
fine.
see that was 2 truths and a lie. So you allergic to seafood?
No, I'm not allergic. I just don't like it. I grew up poor in Puerto Rico.
Where you want me to put this motherfucker?
I mean, I like to keep it vegetable.
Alright.
You know,
I grew up poor in Puerto Rico. There was a river in our backyard. Not necessarily the backyard, but close to the backyard. So pretty much everything we ate came out of that fucking river. So once we came to the States and you can get a fucking hamburger, we moved to Miami in the 80s and 86. Fucking Burger King was on every corner. So I said, fuck it, I don't want no more fucking seafood. I want burgers and chicken wings, whatever I can get. I don't want no more seafood. It's not that I'm allergic to it. And to be honest, when I go back to Puerto Rico, I will eat seafood, but just not here.
gotcha.
Wow. 2 truths and a lie. God.
I don't like seafood.
So what politicians, if we can ask?
Well, I don't have no problem telling that. So I'll give you a short version of the long story. There's a rock band in South Carolina named Hootie and the Blowfish. Their nanny. I was dating their nanny, not him, not his nanny. It was the drummer, Jim Sonnenfeld, I think his name was. I was dating his nanny, and she's a white chick from Virginia. She hooked me up with his restaurant. The guy's name was I ain't gonna say his last name because he's still in politics, but his first name was Daniel. But if you go back and look up Columbia, South Carolina politicians, you'll see who won the city councilman back in the 2000s. She hooked me up with him. He was trying to run for city council. He was a rich guy, but he had, he had political aspirations. But he couldn't find furniture, he couldn't find equipment, he couldn't find a lot of stuff for cheap prices. So she said, hey, I know somebody that can find you the stuff. And I went to him, I'm like, hey, listen, I'll get you the stuff, but just so you know, I'm not gonna have no receipts. And if you get caught with it, you didn't get it from me. And he said, I don't care. So I got him computers, I got him chairs, I got him desks, all of this. And I got paid for it. I used to drive his truck. He used to have an F-150 Kings Ranch. I used to drive the truck all through South Carolina. I ain't gonna tell you everything I did with the truck, but his name is Daniel, and I ain't gonna tell you his last name, but if you go look up the city council members in South Carolina back in the 2000s, you'll see them. Here in Tampa, I'm definitely not gonna speak about the people because they're both still in office.
Gotcha.
But I know everybody from the mayor on down. I know city councilmen. I know the Hispanic Commissioner of the Year, Hispanic Man of the Year, who was county commissioner, up to the sheriffs. I can show you pictures and paperwork on all that stuff. So
You plug in.
I mean, that's what you want to call it.
You
That's
know,
what you want to call it.
urban vernacular. We talked about it on another episode.
I know a lot of people. And a lot of people know me. I can say that I've backed some people down. You guys remember that chick, the Tiger King woman?
Yeah.
Or Tiger Queen, whatever she's called?
Carol Baskins.
Her. Okay. So I had an issue with her years ago because I used to run a restaurant that sold lion tacos. It's called Taco Fusion. Look it up. I was a chef there.
Lion tacos?
Yeah.
Like tacos.
$395 a pound for lion.
I didn't even know people would eat. I mean, it makes sense.
$395 a pound for lion. And it tastes like real rough pork. But I ran into some of her people. She was going to send some people down to the restaurant that I was working back on was it Beta Bay? Over there in the Bay Shore area, I guess it is. She was going to send some people down there. She sent them, but they got sent back. Fast forward, one of the lawyers that's in that movie on Netflix was talking some shit online about Michelle Obama, calling her a gorilla and a monkey and all of this shit. And I saw it, we're actually friends on Facebook. So I saw it, and I sent him a message like, yo, what's wrong with you? He said, oh, you're a fucking idiot. You believe this monkey gorilla bitch and all this or whatever. And I'm like, yo, I mean, he's an Italian guy. So I expected him to be a little out of pocket. But the fact that you disrespecting this black queen like that, I had an issue with it. So he got a little extra online. Now we have a mutual friend. And I told him, like, Poppy, listen, understand something. I'm in Tampa. You get an extra in Tampa, understand I'm not an internet guy. I'll show up at your office. Our mutual friend sent him a message, and then the next thing you know, about an hour later, he sent me a message, hey, you know what, it's all the internet, it's jokes, it's all comedy and all this or whatever. But he realized from the people that I knew that if you talk like this to me, it's not going to be no internet beef.
Right.
I'll come see you, maybe not me, but you're going to get seen. Right. And somebody's going to make you stand on your word face to face. And that's the problem. A lot of people won't stand on their word because they hide behind the internet. I'm not that guy. I was raised before the internet, so you're going to have to stand on your word face to face when you see me, because I don't have a problem driving. I'll leave Lithia or Riverview, whichever my house is I'm at, I'll drive and come see you, and I need you to stand on that word.
I want you to keep that same energy you had.
Exactly.
All right, man. So you done brought hella goodies. We ain't never had a guest bringing no goodies.
This is the first time.
You done brought, and you ain't just bring one. You brought like a couple.
A
So.
plethora.
Tell me. I know what this is right here.
First,
You know what I'm saying? I know what this is.
But I told you I had to bring something. I mean, what's it good to have a guest on your show, on your platform, if they can't bring you guys something? You had the courtesy to ask me to come here to allow me to be on your show. I got to show the favor back,
Gotcha.
So you know what that is? It's the Bel Air Rose? I don't even know.
Bel Air Rose,
Rose.
Rose, they know. The people know.
Okay.
They know.
Well, it's a bottle of champagne. I don't know. Then we got the old familiar, tequila. I actually use that to make some of the tincture for my hot sauce or whatever. Then over here we have what's called chicharito. It's really big in Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. Of course.
Huepa!
There we go. Chicharito means a little fuck, basically. It's when you go around the island, normally they'll give you a little small shot of it. Not too much to get you drunk, but it's a little small shot of it. Of course, if you wanna continue, you'll probably get what the name of the bottle says. You get a little chicharito. You get a little. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, so what are we drinking? Are we gonna mix them all together? We're gonna take one shot of each one.
Mix them all together.
Is that how you live?
Listen.
That's all right. I can't do that.
No.
Not I'll mix them all. I say one bottle.
Okay, so pop the champagne.
Okay,
and
pop
we'll
the
take a
champagne.
drink. Okay.
We gonna pop the champagne, and then for everybody else, it's bottles in between the liquor. And if y'all don't know, this man also owns his own hot sauce company. I told you he the baddest man Baddest man in Tampa, I'm telling you.
Hot sauce came.
So what he did, he brought his hot sauces. So as I'm struggling to open this rosé, I'm gonna let my man tell us about the hot sauce.
Okay, so I own TampaHotSauce.com. I own 656hotsauce.com. I also own Tampa Bay TacoSauce.com. I own Amazon PicanteSauce.com. I got like maybe 3 other brands that I'm working on right now. But basically, TampaHotSauce.com and 656hotsauce.com are both ones you can go to and check out my products. 656hotsauce.com is a little more tame of the two. Oh, I like the way you did that. A little scared me a little bit.
That's what I'm saying.
Scared me a little bit. Okay. But 656 is a little bit more of the tamer sauces. You know, I've got, regular buffalo, hot buffalo. I also have a CBD buffalo on there too. If you're into the CBD products, I do CBD as well.
Okay.
If you need CBD products, I also have that as well. Just contact me through inbox. The TampaHotSauce.com label, I actually do a little hotter and a little bit different types of styles. Basically, like I'll throw in strawberries from Plant City or Dover. I'll throw in mango. I'll throw in pineapple. I'll throw in a lot of different, flavors or whatever you want. You say, hey man, I want, coconut. Give me 2 days and I got it for you. You say I want something that tastes like bacon and bourbon. Give me 2 or 3 days, I got it. So pretty much Tampa hot sauce. I'll play with the sauces for you. 656, they're pretty much basic run-of-the-mill sauces. And we have seasonings also. I do a lot of stuff when it comes to peppers. I grow my own peppers. Everything is born and raised here in Florida, so that's it.
Cheers to all these damn companies that you made. So what made you want to get in the hot sauce?
I lived in Vegas for 4 years. Basically Vegas, me being Puerto Rican, Vegas was kind of weird because the only Hispanic culture out there is pretty much Mexican or Central American. So I worked a lot with Mexicans, and then being out there with them, they're kind of macho. And there's a big rivalry, of course, between Mexican and Puerto Rican. So for me to stand out around those guys out there, I had to eat what they ate or something harder. So when they came with something, I'm like, Papi, that's all you got? Can I have un poquito más? Give me something a little bit, stronger. So they would come up with their shit, I would eat it and be like, and from that point in, I'm like, you know what? If I could sell this stuff to Mexicans or anybody who likes hot shit, because I'm going to eat it anyway.
Right.
Why not sell it? It's a hobby, but it's a hobby that I'm going to do regardless. So if it's something that you're going to do regardless, why not make a business out of it?
Why not?
So that's what I did. I said, you know what? I'm going to grow plants anyway. I'm going to eat hot shit anyway. Why not make a business out of it? So that way it's not work.
What's your favorite hot sauce that you've made?
I'm not going to mention the guy's name, but you know him. He brews beer.
Okay.
He gave me like 5 gallons of this honey bourbon barrel sauce, and I took that 5 gallons home, mixed it with my peppers, with my seasonings, and I cooked it down to about 2.5 gallons. And Papa, let me tell you, ridiculous. So bad that every time I make the sauce now, I can't even keep it in stock. I can't even taste it myself because everybody comes to get it.
Is that the most popular?
It's the most popular. And you know the guy that I get the beer from.
Yeah.
You know the guy. I'm gonna mention his name, but you know the guy that I get the beer from. But man, let me tell you, it's as simple. You take the beer and you cook it all the way down. A lot of people don't realize when you got something that tastes good, if you reduce it, the flavor's stronger. And that's what I did. I put my seasoning in, I put my peppers in it.
Extra.
Let me tell you, it's ridiculous. It's not up for sale right now because I'm waiting for him to give me some more. But as soon as I get some more, as a matter of fact, as soon as I get some more, we'll release it on this show. Nobody else will get a release for it. We'll release it on the show. We'll release it on this show.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You heard it. You heard it from Seth.
You heard it
We'll release
here
it on the
first.
show.
Telling you. The baddest.
We'll release it on the show.
The baddest.
He said it.
All right, folks.
Oh, it's on me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, I feel like I still got this bell up.
What you waiting on? I'll send for another bottle. They do delivery over here.
Yo, y'all use Drizzly?
I don't use it, but
Drizzly, what's Drizzly?
I used it one time. It was cool. It's like a Uber Eats, but for alcohol. It wasn't bad.
I'm not
And the delivery fee is actually way cheaper.
Who cares about the delivery fee? They're gonna bring it to you.
It was like 69 cents.
I thought about that when I was like, "Damn, ain't nobody got no shit like that."
No, they got it.
It's another one too, but I use Drizzy.
So they use a lot of rap music?
The older stuff.
Older stuff?
Yeah, some of the newer stuff I kind of listen to, depending on the the beat or what my daughter listens to, and she kind of put me on the stuff or whatever. I don't really know who the guys are. I just know the beat of the song. Okay, so I'm more like my favorite rapper is Nas.
I remember on your episode, on your podcast, we had that conversation of, what music you like, what music you grew up on. When it comes to hip hop, that's what I'm referring to, hip hop. And I remember you going into Nas. You said you took Nas over Jay-Z. You said
all day.
I remember that conversation.
Everything.
And I was like, "What? You sure?
Yeah.
You sure?"
I mean, I like Jay-Z. I like Jay-Z.
Yeah,
like
I'm a Jay-Z fan.
He's for me. Jay-Z is when I just made a $50,000 deal. I listened to Jay-Z because I just made $50,000, and I probably spent $5,000 or $10,000 to make that.
Yeah.
But when I'm actually sitting back listening to rap music, I listen to Nas because I have more of a connection.
So what do you think about Lil Wayne?
I like Lil Wayne, but I know Lil Wayne before you guys know Lil Wayne.
I mean, I've known Lil Wayne for a long time, man. I remember the whole transition from Biggie, Tupac, the 90s to the South, and then the twerking, and then the Cash Money, the Juvenile, and then I remember the Lil Wayne. So I remember the build up to Lil Wayne. I remember who was relevant in the South before Lil Wayne. Like I remember it all. I mean, this nigga was more of a fan of Wayne than I was, and so I know he remember it all.
Whenever he came out, like with the Hot Boys, Master.
Yeah, 500 Degrees.
Little Cash Money. So like you heard Lil Wayne, you would say, "Oh, this little nigga."
And especially when you go mixtapes, you know Lil Wayne. If you've been following mixtapes, it was Lil Wayne from the moment I literally started.
Mixtapes, who? You know any mixtapes? I want to know like who's the best mixtape DJ?
For me,
Yeah.
I have to say DJ Clue.
Okay.
Damn.
Me in New York. Yeah.
DJ Clue.
So I say right under him. I say DJ Drama.
That's who immediately came up to my mind.
That's when we're looking at the eras. I'm not taking nothing from DJ Drama because I like what he released, what he put out there, and going back on when you guys were talking about Lil Wayne, like
they go hand in hand.
It depends on like the DJ. Like DJ Clue was releasing stuff from Nas, stuff from Biggie.
Everybody.
He was releasing stuff from those eras. DJ Drama was kind of more so the transition and bringing out different guys or whatever. Again, I don't have nothing against Lil Wayne. I like his music. When it comes to the whole Cash Money camp, me being who I am, me being a real motherfucker, BG was always my favorite.
Out of the whole camp?
BG, top down. Wow. BG was my favorite. Always. BG always was my favorite. Juvenile was close. But BG was my favorite.
I gotta say Wayne and Manny Fresh were mine.
Manny Fresh as a rapper or producer?
Producer.
But was the producer.
But I paid so much attention to the music that I was like, God damn, this man is probably the backbone of Cash Money.
Manny Fresh, no doubt.
Yes.
But I'm talking about when you saying certain things in the records, the things that you're saying that you're living.
Then I would say Juvie #1 because I would say Juvie kind of paved the way for Wayne.
Yeah, Juvie was an
because Juvie had New Orleans and this region right here, other than Florida, I would say, which was Trick Daddy and Luke Town. It was those boys. Had their own bounce that everybody in the South bounced to.
But see, Juvie didn't even come out on the Cash Money. He came out on the Big Boy.
But yeah, at first.
He came out on the other guys or whatever. And again, me knowing the history of those guys, personally, when I say from a personal record, because I've been through I-10, going to Texas and picking up certain things and bringing them back to South Carolina, Miami. You got to go through New Orleans to get there. It takes you there.
I've been to Louisiana one time to play a football game. I don't remember the ride. It was to one destination. It was one destination. So I don't even clarify that as me being in New Orleans. Cause
when I say that, I'm saying actually dealing with the people there. Being in Beaumont, in Texas, in Lafayette, in New Orleans, or excuse me, in Louisiana. Being in those areas, when you're driving through those areas, you have to stop to go to, a hotel in Shreveport or wherever you at, and doing that. I love Juvie to death, but I think the realest guy that I ever listened to out of that whole area
was BG.
Nah, it was Soulja Slim. I would say Soulja Slim was one of the realest guys because he actually was out there.
Yeah.
BG was close, and Juvenile was around there. But no disrespect to the other guys or whatever. But I'm just saying from my experiences, I think some of the realest guys were the guys who probably didn't make it, like Trey the Truth. You don't hear him on the radio all the time.
I like Trey the Truth.
Yeah, but like Zero.
Yeah.
You don't hear about him, but guess what? If you make a step in his neighborhood, you would have an answer. You may know Chameleonaire or Paul Wall or any other rapper from these areas.
But they the one that gave the green light.
These guys have to get and that's what I always say when even being here in Tampa, when you come to certain areas, when I go to West Tampa, I have a clean car, I have a green car. Or a white car, or whatever you want to call it. I have a white car. When I walk through West Tampa, nobody bothers me. There's guys over there. There's heavy guys over there.
You know that's not from.
And I don't want problems. I don't want problems. But I'll talk to
first mixtape ever, man. 1318 Nassau Street. So
I don't want problems.
I'm like,
if you ever need to get back into West Tampa, there's somebody gives you problems, call me.
My family owned property there.
I didn't mean it.
My last name, we got property.
I didn't mean it like that.
I'm just saying, you Puerto Rican. I'm trying to get like you in West Tampa.
Well, you know what? One thing I found about you guys in Tampa, or you guys in Florida in general, because I didn't know it. You guys call us Chicos.
Yeah.
I didn't
understand
that. I didn't understand that. So
West Tampa is full of Chicos.
West
Tampa is full of Chicos.
The first time I heard that, Chico to me is boy. Okay, so when I first heard that, I was like, Chico, what you mean, Chico? I mean, I'm a man. You calling me Chico?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was a slang around here, or slang or lingo or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute. He calling me a boy? Is he trying to, talk down to me? So I'm like, Bobby, what's your problem? You want to do something?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I just didn't know you were Spanish. Because I pass for black all the time. And I am black. I'm African. I'm African by heritage.
That topic. That's another topic.
Oh, we're going to talk about that?
We're going to talk about we going to talk about some shit.
Okay, well, then,
I didn't bring you on here for nothing.
Well, then let's talk about it now. Then why gotta save the topic? Let's talk about it now.
Tell me your truth.
It's been 15. It's been 13 years since I shot somebody in Florida.
Oh, since you shot somebody
in Florida.
In Florida. Okay. When the last time you shot somebody?
Legally?
If I gotta clarify.
The last time I shot somebody legally was August 13th, 2007.
Alright, is it alright? Does that shit fuck you up like mentally? Does that hurt you? Like, is that some shit you can brush off and still spend time with your children?
No.
Still go pick your child up?
No.
Still have sex with your wife? Still, you know what I'm saying? Or is that some shit that you probably gonna lose countless hours of sleep of? You know what I'm saying?
I have bad dreams every night. She'll tell you. My wife will tell you. I have bad dreams every night. Well, not every night, but some dreams wake me up. And it's always me in a situation where I'm trying to fight to get out of it. The fact of the matter is for 13 years of my life, I did it for a job, for my country, for United States Marine Corps, Super Flag Rock.
Thank you.
But I, to be completely honest, and my paperwork will tell you this, I shot people before that. I killed people before that. I never had an issue with it. And this is where I go back to this thing about fake thugs, because a lot of people talk about killing and shooting or whatever. I don't drink because I like it. I do. I actually like it. But it calms me down. I don't smoke weed because weed makes me paranoid. And me being paranoid is not a good thing.
Yeah.
So I always, look at people and say, hey, you know what? Oh, he smokes too much weed. Maybe that's his way of coping. That's his way of getting over his problems. So let him do what he does. If he's not fucking with nobody, let him smoke his weed. Let him drink his beer.
Do what he does.
That's it. I mean, I'm not gonna say go out and smoke crack or do cocaine or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you can afford it, that's your thing. Whatever. But the talking about shooting people, talking about killing people, it's not an easy subject. If I bring my wife the next time, she'll tell you how I wake up. She'll tell you how when I came home, how I woke up. How I woke up and had my hands around her neck. How she was scared to touch me. She didn't want to sleep in the room with me because I woke up and, I was in a bad situation. But that's when I was coming home. That was years ago, so I'm cool now.
That's why you walk around with all them guns.
No, I walk around with all those guns because it makes me feel safe. Yeah. You've known me for how long? 4 or 5 years?
Nah.
3 or 4 years?
Shit, I think I started in 2000.
It could have been past 14.
Nah,
It's 14.
15.
15. Okay, so you've known me for 6 years basically.
Yeah.
When have you known me to shoot somebody? No. Now you know me to put people down.
Yeah.
But you've never seen me put people down. You see me put people down in a situation.
How I would describe you, you are a person who is prepared for a situation that may arise that most people are not.
Mm-hmm.
Most people are not thinking that way. Most people are just naive to the thought that, oh my gosh, this can't happen in this neighborhood or in this area at this time. And the fact is it could, you know what I'm saying? And you are probably one of the few people I know who is prepared at any given time to fucking correct some crazy shit that may come out of nowhere.
But you never see me like start shit. I just finish it.
No.
I just finish it. I just finish it. And normally, 99% of the time, I finish it in a way like, Bobby, listen, here's your option. Relax, calm down, or I'll sedate you. I'll put you down. I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna put you down. Hey, Bobby, you out, you okay? Pick you up. The last guy I did it to, one of the guys I did it to, I put him down. When he woke up, I picked him up. Papi, you okay?
Right.
Like, I had to relax you, because you were being a little extra, but you okay, right? So it's not about, here's the thing about violence. Nowadays, people want to use violence as an end. Like, I gotta kill this nigga. You don't have to kill him. Maybe you can teach him a lesson.
Right.
Because the problem is, and I'll tell you the God's honest truth, and I've never released this to anybody else. There's only a few people that know this, and I'll tell you now. The reason why I have so many kids is I'm trying to bring back the life that I took. So, if I kill a man, I need to bring that life back in the world. I've got 9 kids. I'm still missing.
Okay. Wait a minute.
I'm still missing.
Wait a minute. We're not just gonna let that shit just go over our heads. Greg.
No. I mean, ask me what you want to ask me. I'm here for you to ask me the question.
Wait a minute, Greg. Wait. Y'all have not been paying attention. This man has 9 children. What he is telling, but every child you've had, you've done it because you've taken a life away, taken a life off of Earth.
Yeah.
So then you are bringing one back in. So I understand that, but I ain't even got to that part yet. You just said that. That's how you have your children. That's the motivation behind your children. Is that
My motivation, and I'm not a religious person.
is to add what you've taken away.
Exactly. Or put more.
I got it. What you said. I
Or
just
to put
wanted
more on the earth. I can tell you the number of people
I don't want it.
Can we? Okay, so let's put it on the shelf. I killed 2 people before I went to the Marine Corps.
You went to the Marine Corps at what age?
I was 19 years old. I went to the Marine Corps. And the reason why I went to the Marine Corps was because I had a RICO statute against me in the state of South Carolina. I live on Holiday Drive in Wildwood, in South Carolina. If you don't know what Wildwood is in Columbia, South Carolina, Sterling Sharp lived in that neighborhood.
Sterling Sharp?
The football player.
Yeah,
he lived down the street.
I'm a big Shannon fan.
He lived down the street from me. He lived down the street from me. That nigga lived down the street from me. Sterling Sharp, fuck, this motherfucker, he stole gas from the gas station.
Yo, one of the most underrated wide receivers in the NFL. Sterling Sharp. People forget about him.
He's cheap. He stole gas from the gas station I worked at, and then maybe 3 months later, I opened my own gas station.
That was before he was in the NFL?
No, puppy. He drove the Batman 95 SL something.
So he stole gas.
He stole gas.
In the NFL. It's because he was from the NFL. He probably had been doing that from a child.
Because he's Sterling Sharp.
It was some backwoods shit though. That's only some backwoods people would do something like that. I wouldn't think of nothing.
Well, he's like, nah, man, they got paid for this shit.
I ain't paid for gas my whole life. You gonna pay me for gas?
Here's what I'm gonna say. One thing I'm not gonna do is lie on nobody. Sterling Sharp, you know, and you look at his camera, you know that in 1994, 1995, the gas station on Clemson Road, you stole gas. And you came in and you bought a pack of fucking gums, and I checked you on that. Okay? Shortly after that, I opened the gas station in Newcastle, the neighborhood where my parents lived, where my family lived at, the same neighborhood right now that I can walk through because I own property there and have no issues. It's a lot of people that,
Sterling.
Sterling fair.
Sterling Sharp, I mean, he's good. Sterling Sharp, he was good. But these guys get on there and, they start talking tough because they're rich. The thing is, you talk tough because you're rich. But when you meet somebody that you know is real and you get on the camera, you're going to have to, like he said, keep that same energy.
Keep that energy.
When you don't keep that energy with somebody like me, I have a long history from South Carolina, from New York, from Puerto Rico, and I've got all my pictures and records from my arraignments in New York. I share them on Facebook. And nobody can ever say I did anything wrong. The only person I ever snitched on was me. Yeah, I shot him. Yeah, I tried to kill him. Yeah, I tried to kill my little sister's daddy.
He went to college out there.
Yeah.
That's
where did he go to college at? South Carolina, right?
Yeah, South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Right. He was born in Georgia.
I ran.
He went to college in South Carolina.
I ran that. Man, let me tell you. Okay. Gonna talk about it?
88.
You wanna talk about it?
He was in college when you bullied him.
You gonna talk
88
about
to
it?
94.
So,
You were bullying them.
he was in college. That's why he was stealing gas. He was broke.
Let's see.
I know what it's like to be a pro athlete.
I still have the.
I'ma steal that gas too, Sterling. I'm on your side, Sterling.
So
I'ma
I'll give
steal
you
that gas.
I'll give you a line of guys from these places.
He was broke.
That I saved. Okay. You know who Ronaldo Balkman is?
No.
Ronaldo Balkman. He played for Denver. Look him up. Ronaldo Balkman. Ronaldo. No way. Ronaldo Balkman.
Oh, I seen him.
Puerto Rican player, but where did he play at? Where did he play?
His college?
I saved him. No. Look where he played. Look where he played.
Oh, South Carolina.
Okay. So Ronaldo Balkman played in South Carolina. I can show you the jerseys and the Puerto Rican basketball shoes that I got from him because I saved him. Ronaldo Balkman I saved.
He's a real player. He's a real player, by the way, guys.
Basically, you're saying you're welcome.
Like,
Oh no! No. Because Ronaldo
I'm
was
just
hashtag all these people, and then they could be like, "Thank you."
Put them on, and tell them to get in contact with me.
Say thank you. Just
Okay.
Thank you.
Ronaldo Balkman,
Just type in
good
that.
guy, good guy. He
Good
got
guy,
pressed.
Ronaldo.
Him and what's that fucking guy? I can't think of what the running back name was. But I also saved a guy named Deuce Staley. He's
Dude.
a coach. He's a
I know
coach for
Philly.
Philly.
Yeah.
I saved him.
Running back.
I
He was
pulled
a
my
running
man.
back, yeah.
I pulled my man Jimmy off of him at that same restaurant where I had that politician who I paid for his shit.
Mm-hmm.
I pulled my guy off of what's his name? Deuce Staley. Deuce Staley had a Jaguar XKV8 something, whatever. It's like a '98 Jaguar. Now, here's the thing. I need you guys to fact check these motherfuckers. Excuse me. I need you guys to fact check these motherfuckers because everything I'm telling you can be fact checked. It was a green, it was a green Jaguar, and he pulled up and he was sitting at the bar, and I'm sitting in the bar looking at him, and my Jamaican homeboy Jimmy was like, "We're gonna get him."
He's sweet.
And I said, "No, Bobby, he's okay. Leave him alone. He's a football player. He's not, he's not playing tough. He's not acting like a thug. He's cool." But the chain was gonna pay Jimmy's bill for a while. He was gonna pay Jimmy's bill, and I said, "Jimmy, leave him alone."
Yeah.
I pulled my Jamaican man off. Now, mind you, my Jamaican guy, I'm gonna call his name. His name was Duck. Now, when I went to court, I never mentioned Duck's name, but when they busted me, I had 9 pounds of his his weed in my house. They were gonna get Deuce Staley. And I said, "No, leave him alone. Leave him alone." So a lot of these guys that I know in the music industry that you guys think are thugs or whoever you think they are, no, they're not that. I had Rick Ross pressed up and we were drinking this shit, but I had him pressed up at the Whitney Hotel. The Whitney Hotel on Hardin Street? Hardin Street, yeah. Go back and look.
It's empty.
It's empty.
Oh
man.
my God.
What the fuck are we gonna do? Let's go to the store. I had
Now you
Ross
got to
pressed.
tequila.
Yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of these guys. Here's the thing. At one point in time, with my guys that I dealt with from, and I'm gonna call their names, there was 2 brothers from Queens. And we were actually locked up together on 1400 Huger Street in South Carolina. And these were 2 heavy guys that knew that were cool with the Supreme team, that were cool with a lot of guys in New York. I was locked up at the same time with them on Huger Street in Columbia, South Carolina. And these 2 guys from New York, let me tell you, they had everybody on lock. Now you gonna look it up, you find it, and then you be like, "Oh, it's bullshitting." But I don't have to lie about nothing. The reason why I don't have to lie about nothing because nobody's ever sponsored me. Nobody's ever said, "Hey, you know what? I made Jose who he is." The only person I can say that is my girl because she was there with me. But she's been to these places with me. She saw me go to New York.
Crazy ass.
Puppy, you know me.
Crazy ass. You probably get her. She probably crazier than you is.
No. My girl.
She got to be.
No, my girl. She's.
Crazy dudes don't like. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Crazy dudes do like calm girls, but crazy dudes like crazy.
I'm not crazy, puppy. You know me. I mean, we're talking about old shit.
I'm nice, man.
It's gonna be worse.
No. Hey, put a little bit of that little fuck up in there.
No, but you gotta taste that. Okay, so no.
Yeah, let's
We gotta taste
that.
this sound.
Yeah, I do want to
Let's
taste
taste this
it. I
sound.
wanna
Okay,
taste
so again, it has a weird flavor. It has a weird flavor for you. What it's called, chichayito. That's all you need.
Chichadito.
Chichayito. Puerto Ricans know it. Dominicans know it. I don't know about anybody else. It might be us. It might just be us.
Yeah.
This is made with palo viejo.
Oh my God.
This is hecho con palo viejo. Palo viejo is one of the oldest rums in Puerto Rico. So
Okay.
if you hear somebody in Puerto Rico talking about palo viejo, like they're old school.
Palo viejo.
It's not Bacardi. Everybody says Bacardi. It's Bacardi. And technically Bacardi is not even really Puerto Rican. It's actually Cuban. But the family moved to Puerto Rico. So when you talk about Puerto Rican rum, palo viejo, this is what it's made with. And then you take this shot and then you drink it like, yeah. Now they sell Medalla here now. At one point they did, they stopped, and they sell it again. Go to Publix, Walmart, they sell Medalla. A little gold can, 10-ounce can, not like American beers. American beers come 12-ounce cans. Medalla comes in a 10-ounce can. It's not extra heavy beer, but if you want to be on the beach and you want to have fun, under the palm trees, that's what you drink. Okay. So, all right, un traguito.
It smells.
Toma. Salud. Toma. No tenga miedo, cabrón. Toma.
God damn it.
Toma.
It's not bad though.
Oh nah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It smells way worse than it tastes.
Yeah, it's smooth.
It's smooth. But here's the problem. It creeps. Okay? It's gonna creep. Now we're gonna continue to drink, and it's gonna creep and creep and creep. It's not like tequila. That's the problem. Like Mexican stuff gets you a little hard off the bat. It's Mexican stuff.
What you doing?
What you expect?
What you doing?
We're gonna have a little shot, man. Okay. So we're gonna have this. What's it? Bel Air Rose.
Rose.
Okay.
Rose with Jose.
Toma.
Oh my God.
That's good stuff. Let's talk.
You ready to talk?
That's what I'm here for.
All right. Well, since you first guest number one, shake. Let me move this for you. You've been drinking a lot. Go ahead.
Who's been drinking?
Put that right there.
I ain't drinking nothing.
Shit, let me shake it for you, actually. There you go.
Okay, so
Yeah.
actually, no, let me get down.
Yeah.
All right. So what am I doing?
Just open it, reading it.
All right. So if your significant other is not putting out, does that give you a right to cheat? No. I've got the same girl I've had for 15 years. 15
That's what's up.
I don't know how long was it, 15, 20 years? I don't know. Diana, I love you, baby. I got the same woman. I don't believe the problem is if they're not putting out, you have to cheat. I believe the problem is you work around it. I think that you should go, you know what, baby, falta algo en la cama, like we're missing something in the bedroom or something like that, but I don't think you should go out and cheat. I think you should actually say, you know what, let's work on this, especially when you say significant other, because my girl's been with me when I had, I'm not gonna say millions, but hundreds of thousands of dollars. She was with me when I had $50, and she's with me now when I have, a certain amount of money. But she never left, and she never strayed, and whether how bad I was fucked up, she never, left me. So I don't think, not getting sex or not getting, love in the bedroom, I don't think, that's a reason to cheat. I mean, you can all, and we're open about our relationship. I always say, I think that bitch is hot. Yeah, I'd like to fuck her. But it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to do it.
But she know you're not going to.
No, she knows that. She knows that.
Yeah, nah. It ain't no reason to cheat.
If you're in a good relationship, if you have a good, it's hard now to find a good woman because most women are now. I feel like most women nowadays are acting like men, and they want to go out and do this and do that or whatever. But in actuality, if you look at it, I think the woman is more precious, so she should kind of reserve herself for the right guy. I'm not saying they can, but just from my era, again, I'm an old guy, so I see it different. I think women should stay and waiting for the right guy, as opposed to going out and just being with this nigga or that nigga. Just depends.
Like old school. I think it's just a test. I think going without, if you have somebody that you've been with for a long time, it's just a test. I don't know, it's a test to your relationship. It's a test to y'all, how you handle it. Because y'all both not going to go without sex for that long, but you know what I'm saying? No, there is some couples that go without sex for a long ass time. But that means I feel like they just failed the test then. Like, it's a test.
You put the importance on sex too, though. like you put the importance of sex and say, you know, this is what we're together for. If we're together for sex, it's not love, it's lust.
Yeah, right.
And that's where I think the problem comes in. Like I know my girl is gonna be there for me because she's been there for me. She's been there when I was up and I was down. I know she's gonna be there for me. She's seen me in my worst. She stopped me from shooting somebody. She stopped me from stabbing somebody. She stopped me today from buying a Porsche truck or a Mercedes. She stopped me today, literally. And if I can put her on speakerphone and call her right now, she'll tell you, I want to put some money in the house, and this nigga's talking about buying a Porsche Cayenne and a Mercedes. She'll tell you that. It's about, do I lust? Oh yeah, I want to fuck a lot of women. But does it matter, or is it worth the coming home and looking at her face and knowing that the only person she's fucking is me? It's not worth it. But there's a lot of women I still want to fuck.
Like 3.
Alright, man. You ready for one?
I got you. Right. You throw one at me. You might be blind.
Alright, this what are your thoughts on fake thugs?
Fake thugs. My problem is, I think nowadays the internet has made everybody gangster. You can't look up somebody's background off their internet page, or the YouTube page, or their Facebook or whatever. When I was growing up, when you walked around and you said you were something and you weren't something, somebody around you was going to check you. And if they're around you that didn't check you, somebody was going to check them. Like there was a set of rules where you had to, if you said, oh, I shot this guy, I shot that guy, and somebody around you said, oh yeah, he did it, and they, did your, background check and you didn't, now you both got violated. But nowadays you got a lot of, rappers, actors, whatever, drumming up a persona, and a lot of the people on the internet and in the world in general follow that up. So when they follow that up, it takes away from the people who are actually out there. You could, you run my record, and I can tell you my record, but you can run my record, and you can see how many charges I have from this and that or whatever. You can go from New York to Las Vegas to South Carolina to North Carolina to Georgia to Puerto Rico. You run my record, or you go in these neighborhoods that people, that know me from where I was, and they'll tell you, you know what, he's a good guy, just leave him alone. But why would they tell you that? I was raised in San Dulce. San Dulce is one of the hottest neighborhoods in Puerto Rico. People get killed there a lot. There's a lot of drug dealing that goes on there. And then when I left there, I moved to Miami. In Miami, my uncle would tell you, I faced down Haitians in Miami. We moved to South Carolina, I faced down a whole fucking street. And there was King Street, Green Street, Millwood Avenue. I came in, took over Millwood Avenue, back down King Street, and kept Green Street at bay. And I had no problems. And I mean, there was rappers that came to there, and I can speak on their name, I'll say it. I can speak on the rapper's name that came through there and got back down. But nowadays, it's like, oh. All right. Well, there was a rapper named Lil Ru. Probably don't know him, but you can look him up. He was signed to Charlemagne, who actually pulled some guys off. Charlemagne?
Yeah. Charlemagne the guy.
Yeah.
I know he got a record label.
Yeah, okay.
I think I know a song from
First off,
What is
Charlemagne.
it? R-U-E?
No, Lil Ru. Alright, so Charlemagne, when he worked at a radio station, we bought him CDs and tapes. That's how long ago it was. And Charlemagne got ran at the radio station because he wouldn't play it. This artist, Lil Ru, came to
I know
Orange
the
Party
Nasty
Shop.
song. That's the only song I know
Yeah,
about
I beat him up. Yeah, I beat him up.
You beat him up?
I beat him up. No. I beat him up. Not the song.
I
I
want
beat
to
him
know
up.
what this song sound like.
You heard this song, bro. It's like old
Lil
song.
Ru was signed to Charlemagne, and they came to Orange Party Shop. He's garbage, man. Don't play that shit. Yeah, I beat him up. That nigga right now beat him up. Trash. Okay, I'm gonna hold. Like I said, I don't know. Okay. So
ringing the bell.
yeah, it's not going to. He came to Orange Party Shop on Millwood Avenue, across the street from 2469 Millwood Avenue. The big house, the biggest house on that block. That's my house. Still my house. You go right there right now, it's still there. He came to the Orange Party Shop across the street, and he got beat up over there. Who beat him up? Okay.
Why you beat the man up for?
Because he's not from that neighborhood. And here's the thing when I say about fake thugs is you're not from that neighborhood. I mean, you can't come around somewhere and, it's like here in Tampa. I'm not from Tampa. So when I go to a neighborhood that has, somebody who's the man of the neighborhood, hey, Poppy, I'm coming over there. Or I talk to somebody and say, hey, listen, I'm coming through there. I want to set up, I want to sell some hot sauce. I'm going to come and speak to this person, that person, or whatever. You show respect. You don't just pull up in somebody's neighborhood and pop off and start doing business. You don't do that. When you do that, you put yourself, that's like me walking up in here right now and saying, hey, Poppy, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You're like, nah, Jose, this is my stuff. Now you got the right to get on me, and I'm wrong. So when you come to somebody's neighborhood, as a real guy, when you come to the neighborhood, you have to show respect. You check in first, or when you get there, you say, hey, Poppy, listen, I'm doing this, but I want to put you in it, or I'm going to give you some pay from it, or whatever. But you show respect. You just don't come up and pull up and start showing out somebody's neighborhood. That same store that he pulled up in front of, the Orange Party Shop, my man Tommy used to run that store. And Tommy had Fed charges. Tommy got Fed charges from being at that store. Literally. They used to run a big
Good old little room.
huh?
It's a good old little room. I got beat up.
It's a lot of people. I got you want a ground buster? Or how do you say groundbreaker?
Groundbreaker blockbuster.
Blockbuster? Y'all know who Ray Benzino is?
Benzino,
Ray
that's
Benzino?
him from
Benzino.
New York, yeah.
Well, he from Boston.
Yeah, Boston. Yeah,
I know he's talking about.
I know he's from up north somewhere.
I got a picture at home. And my wife can tell you the story too. I got Ray Benzino his chain back when it got taken 2 miles down the street from that place.
So you have Benzino.
I got Benzino's chain back. Benzino came to Applebee's on Divine Street, and my man, I'm gonna call his name. I'll call his name.
No, don't call.
I'm not gonna call his name.
You got a second guess.
My man had his chain, and I got a call from my uncle. My uncle, he's rest in peace. He got killed years ago. He got stabbed to death. My uncle called me and said, "Hey man, your man got this dude down here, but he's somebody famous." And I still remember because the chain was like this. It was 3 fingers down like this. Now you look up Ray Benzino, you look him up online. He used to wear a chain that had 3 fingers down. Now you look it up. He was with what's guy's called the Made Man. Ray Benzino came to South Carolina. He had a show. He went to the Applebee's on Divine Street. He went to the Applebee's, and the chain that he had, it was 3 fingers down like this. And my man had his chain. And I pulled up to the Applebee's, came in. What was it? I had a 79 Cadillac Seville. I had a 86 Cutlass. I had a 95 Maxima. I had a Ford Ranger too, I think. Is that a chain right there?
It was right there.
See what I tell you? Told you.
Oh, man.
The fingers down.
Yeah.
The fingers down. That chain was on my man's neck. And I came in Applebee's and saw him. Hey, he's okay. Now I can I'll go home and I'll take the picture and I'll send it to you and they'll show you because up there they call me B Cox. The reason why they call me, they say, yo, B Cox. So that's what they call me. So a lot of people know me as B Cox. They be like, yo, B Cox. Like, watch out for him because I wasn't known as a fighter back then. Nowadays I'm known as a fighter because I try not to shoot no more. Back then I was a shooter.
He only has a book bag with 4 guns in it, but he tries not to shoot anymore. So that's crazy.
That's true.
That's crazy.
That's true.
All right, Jose, here we go. Another topic for you. Here you go.
Another topic.
What we got?
Why is it so hard for Spanish people to admit there are African roots in their culture? Oh, man. Damn, I'm glad this person came up. Yes. Oh, God.
I'm so shit, right? You want to talk some shit?
All right.
Let's talk some shit.
All right, so you guys don't see it, and I'm mad about this. It says, why is it so hard for Spanish people to admit their African roots in their culture? Okay, so, loosen this up. Because
You too excited. Yeah,
first,
Like your cigarette.
First
I
off.
see you grabbing that
First off.
motherfucker.
all right, as a Latino, I love my culture. Now, what a lot of people don't understand is we speak the language of our conquerors. You speak English because that's what conquered you.
Exactly.
You speak English because of the same reason.
Yep.
I speak Spanish from a native language because that's what conquered us.
Yep.
But that does not mean where we came from. Now, the problem I think with us Latinos, and you know what? Since this is Fuck Your Feelings, I'm going to bring it out even more. There's two cultures I believe that try more so than anybody else to deny their culture. Cubans for one. If it's not a Cuban Puerto Rican thing, it's because I feel like most Cubans, because they have a lot of European culture from Russia, you know, having the whole missile crisis thing with Kennedy back in the day or whatever. I think there's a lot of Latinos that don't want to identify with being African nature because of what America has done to Africans. Now, first and foremost, I'll say this. If you don't respect your African culture, fuck you. Okay? Because albeit I'm Latino, I may be light-skinned, I don't like him, I don't like him, but we both came from the same planet.
He black
we both
like this.
came.
He not black like
Yeah,
that.
I'm black. I'm not black like this. But I'm black. Okay. I've done my culture, my what you call it, heritage lookup or whatever, the heritage.
Oh, you've done that?
Ancestry thing. I did that, and I was 51% African.
Wow.
51.7%.
Wow.
The majority of it came from the Nigeria area, places Sierra Leone, where a lot of the slave trade, started from. There was some,
see your people migrate.
yeah, there was some Ethiopia, there was some Kenya, but the majority of my heritage came from certain places where the slave trade started. Latinos, one thing you have to understand is because you think you look or act like your conqueror. No, Bobby. These motherfuckers from West Virginia, they're not seeing you the same way. Okay? They're not seeing you the same way. You may say your name is Felipe, and then when you meet them, you say, my name is Philip. Papi, your hair's still too dark, your skin's too dark, and they don't eat beans and rice like you do. Okay? So leave it alone. Understand that there's a million words in Spanish and English that come from Africa. Never deny your culture. And if you don't like to be Latino, that's fine. If you don't like to be Spanish, that's fine. If you don't like to be, European, that's fine. But denying your heritage, because everybody comes from Africa, that shit you can't deny. And if you can deny it, you think you can deny it, fuck your feelings. But you can't deny it. Everybody comes from Africa. Just because maybe nowadays we're not, dark-skinned and dread-headed, doesn't mean anything. We're all African. We're all African, okay? We just speak the language of our conquerors. There was no Christianity in Africa until the whites got there. Okay? That's my feelings on that is we like to, as far as the Latino culture, when we come to America, we say, hey, you know what? We don't want to be treated like the blacks were treated, in the 60s and the 70s.
Yes.
So we're going to identify.
I'm glad you hit that topic.
We're gonna identify as them, albeit we're maybe not as dark as them.
Yeah.
We're gonna identify as the guy who taught us how to speak English.
And I think that's the biggest concern on why the interaction with us is different. And not with us, because you told me, I didn't know you for a long time. You was like, hey, I'm a nigga too.
I'm a nigga.
As long as I know you said that, but the thing is, I do think that is the fear. It's because they
Puerto Ricans recognize, and not just Puerto Ricans, but Spanish people recognize that there has been a mistreatment. And so they're like, yo, don't fucking treat me like them. But look, let me act as different as I can from them so that, yo, if that's how you treat them, I don't want to be treated like that. But you know what I'm saying? And that's what I've always thought.
So
I've always thought of it as like, yo, I don't want to be, don't fucking treat me like them. I know we close, we close, but we ain't.
If you hear Fat Joe say nigga, is that upset you?
No.
Why? It doesn't look like you, right?
No.
But we know he good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We know Fat Joe good. Like, it's
okay, so that's my point. Like, when Fat Joe says nigga, hold up. Big Pun, my favorite rapper ever.
Good.
Yeah, Big Pun's my favorite rapper.
Fat Joe. I like Fat Joe, but definitely. Pun is hard.
Pun is my guy. Pun is my guy. Okay, but if you hear, and I hate to use her as an excuse, but the bitch doesn't even speak Spanish. J-Lo. If J-Lo says nigga,
Spanish?
no, Bobby, somebody writes her shit for her. Somebody like me writes her music.
I thought she had like Spanish albums.
Look it up.
What? I thought she had Spanish albums.
I mean, she knows. By a writer with a last name like Jose Santiago or something.
Okay, so does she have a translator singing for her? Like she's singing in Spanish?
No, the thing is, it's easy to sing the words if you heard them growing up. Like my kids are me and my girl is Salvadorian. Okay, so my kids are Spanish, but it's just Indian Spanish and Black Spanish.
Yeah.
My kids still, when you look at them, you're like, they're black, but there's something else in there.
And what is your wife?
Salvadorian.
Okay.
A couple of countries below Mexico. Okay, so she and their grandparents don't speak English. My son right now is with my grandparents, with his grandparents. But they don't speak English.
They're just speaking straight.
They speak straight Spanish. My kids don't speak Spanish.
That's it.
They don't speak Spanish as a native language, but if you talk shit about them in Spanish, they can respond to you. They'd be like, what the fuck? I heard what you said.
I heard 2 words in there and I don't like it.
They don't know 2 words. They don't want 2 words.
I heard 2 words in there.
But the thing is like people like J-Lo who comes out and jumps out in the culture and all of a sudden she says she's, representing Spanish culture. It's like, but somebody's translating for you.
Hey, so me and Frost had a episode about culture vultures.
Mm-hmm.
So we named Drake as one. We named Fresh Montana. We named Eminem, MGK. All those guys. You listen around. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So would you say J-Lo? Because I really didn't know, and I'm gonna ask you fact check it because I didn't know she ain't no Spanish.
Go for it. Fact check it.
Would you call her a culture vulture?
Yes.
What about your boy Bad Bunny?
Nah, see, you can. I mean,
He's straight from what? Because honestly, I feel like the first time me and you shot a little promo to one of my stuff one time at your house, and you put me on the Bad Bunny.
Yeah, you can't. Bad Bunny,
No.
So first off, Bad Bunny.
Let me.
Bad Bunny, El Conejo Malo, una buena persona. Okay.
What does that mean?
Conejo Malo. Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
Okay. Bad Bunny, first off, he's who he is. Like some of the stuff he does, I don't agree with. He does a lot of, what I consider gay shit.
You're talking about his style, his fashion.
His
I'm
style,
not a big
fashion,
fan
his
of how
videos,
he,
or whatever.
I'm not a big fan of his appearance.
Bad Bunny is real to who he is. Bad Bunny has never came out and said he was somebody that was from a certain area or did certain things. I can give you a perfect example, and this might blow your show up. This might get you some negative views. One of my favorite rappers is Anuel. You guys know who Anuel is?
I've heard the name, but I don't know.
Anuel is in the streets. He is bigger than Bad Bunny. Look it up. Him. Anuel, that guy. Him right there. Him. Okay, Anuel is his name is Anuel. He's
He have a movie on Netflix.
He's in a lot of stuff. He is what we would consider a big guy. And
Wow.
He, and J-Lo
does not speak Spanish.
J-Lo does not speak Spanish. J-Lo does not speak Spanish.
Her parents actually made her
She does not
speak
Spanish.
English.
So
She did not get the chance to learn
Oh
Spanish.
yeah, because she was older.
Yeah. So she actually does not know.
No, that is a cultural thing, because I have an English name, I have an English background.
Jose's not an English name.
No, I have a whole nother name and ID that tells you I'm somebody else.
In the military? Because you said that.
Yeah, 13 years.
Yeah.
13 years. 2
Wow.
tours in Iraq, 1 in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
That's why I'm fucked up now. That's why when I say somebody talking about, war or whatever they want to do, puppy, I've done it. It's no problem for me.
You see it all.
So when you guys, I got this, I got that, puppy, are you gonna use it? Okay. Come on. I give you my bag with guns in it, and I got a gun on me.
Boom.
Oh yeah. You want to go to my car? Because I can bring you out some more stuff in my car.
I don't want to
Let's go to my car.
You scared half of them. You scared half of the fuck.
I'm not, but it's not, no. This is not about this. This is about a real shop. This is about a real shop.
A real show.
Okay. This is about a real shop.
Yes.
Okay. What people have to understand is a lot of times, and this is what we went back with the message that we sent earlier about people being fake. It's okay to not be real. There's no problem with not being real. Okay. But don't come out and say that you're somebody that you're not. If you come out and say that you're somebody that you're not, somebody real is going to test you.
Alright, nah, for real. What's the hardest thing about being an entrepreneur?
The hardest thing about being an entrepreneur? Yeah, I say
Yeah. Put some in this hat right now.
spending the money that you get.
Yeah, spending the money that you get. Yes.
The problem, like, when you get,
You lost count?
I don't know. The problem with these is they all
Yeah.
pay bills, so they stick together.
Yeah, they
It's
stick
not hard
together.
to-
They stick together. Let me separate them. Put them in this hat. That you want me to, the ones that you want us to
Yeah, I
separate.
don't think you know. I don't think you
Because they sticking together.
The hardest thing about being an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
I think, is
Other than having money sticking together.
is making people like your product as opposed to hating you. You know what I'm saying? Again, it boils down to where people look at your, political affiliations, or how you vote, or who you believe in, or who you don't believe in, and then they say, "Oh, he don't believe in what I like, so his chicken don't taste good, or his sauce ain't shit, or his water ain't, whatever." You know what I'm saying? I think that's a problem. Most people equate them liking stuff with the person who's providing it believing the same thing they believe.
But honestly, would you say that that's the motivation behind the cancel culture? If you fuck with what they sell,
Yeah.
and then if you disbelieve or if you disagree with their beliefs, then it's like, well, let's cancel them then. Even though their product is good, let's just attack.
Yeah.
Just because of their views and not because of their product.
And that's exactly how I feel. My company. Listen, there's another company here in Tampa, and I ain't gonna call their names, but their name's close to one of my company's names or whatever. And I actually gave these motherfuckers sauces, and they changed their name from Breland to another company. The thing is that they see what you're doing, and they want to jump on it. And that's cool. And they don't want to give you, credit for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the cancel culture, the cancel culture shit or whatever, the problem is I don't hate what you're doing. I got a show too. Remember, you was my first guest on my show. You know what I'm saying? I got a show too.
That's why he's here.
I've been following him, and I never met him. I met him the first time today. You know what I'm saying? I met him the first time today, but I saw him and you never once heard me say anything negative about him.
Why?
Because he's doing his thing.
Boom.
So the problem is we don't support each other, and then we find a reason, well, he said this and I don't believe that. It don't matter what you believe. He has the right to say what he says. You don't have to like what he says. But guess what? That's his opinion. Respect him for speaking his opinion. If he says, well, I don't really feel this way, but like for me, I would say, man, fuck that. Say how you feel. If they try to cancel you, guess what? I'll throw 10,000 behind you right now. Whoa. Right now.
At this moment.
You know what I mean? Like I don't understand this whole cancel culture shit. It's
tough. It's tough.
It's harsh. I'm old school, so I don't want to go too far into the show, but I'm old school.
It's called fuck your feelings.
Then fuck their feelings. You want to cancel something that, if I know somebody and they dealing with something or whatever, you want to cancel it, then fuck your feelings. I got money longer than your feelings. Okay? So if he says he want to say fuck what you feel, all right, guess what? If I agree with him, I'm behind him. Now you're going to have to come down here and prove to me how you going to stop me. That ain't going to happen. Okay? If you want to, I'll get some people on the phone. You don't want to know the last names. Okay?
So I didn't expect you to say that, man. But I would agree. That's definitely one of the hardest things. I would also say marketing, but damn, entrepreneur, yeah. Marketing, being the person that you are, and people not really saying, "Oh, well, fuck his company," even though
nobody gonna say fuck my company.
Not in this space, but they might be like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy Louisiana." I never heard the Louisiana owner come out here and say no crazy shit. So I'm gonna buy Louisiana. I'm gonna buy Crystal. I'm gonna buy,
How you feel spending money with a motherfucker you can't meet? How you feel spending with a motherfucker you never gonna see?
Boom. Rich.
You know what I'm saying? Boom. You say, man, Jose, look here. I can't even pay for it, but I want you to come through and bring this and bring that or whatever. I'll come through. Where you at? What you want? You need 10 chickens?
Crystal, Louisiana ain't doing that.
No, but you need 10 chickens and the hot sauce and the drinks. I'm coming through. And I ain't asking for no money. Just put me on camera. Or throw my sauce up there. Something. Just do something like that. I don't ask you for nothing. What I gotta ask for something? When you ever know me to ask you for something? Okay? Let's be honest. Hot sauce ain't everything. You know what I'm saying? I got money coming from different venues. Okay? There's a lot of companies you don't know that I own. Why do you think I always drink Ice House? I own stock in that company. It's a
5.5%.
Let me tell you.
5.5%. I'll buy Ice House. He put me on Ice House.
It's a lot of places in Tampa where you go, where you spend money and you don't know you put it back in my pocket. Okay? From Grant Park to West Tampa to Town and Country or TC, how y'all niggas call it down here, because I ain't no Tampa nigga. To Leto Park, where y'all say all the Chicos live at. I know about all that shit, man. I ain't no Tampa nigga. I'm an old school dude. How do I know that shit? How do I know what TC is?
How do you know that shit? Just be out in the streets.
I don't be knowing. You never seen me anywhere.
Yeah, you be out there.
When you ever seen me anywhere?
I'm just asking you a question. You be out there in the streets.
When you ever seen me anywhere?
I just asked you a question.
When you ever seen me anywhere?
You be out there in the streets.
You never seen me. Hey, you ain't seen me.
Bro, I'm just asking.
Man, I don't feel it. You
don't feel it?
No. It's a lot of drinking. That's all it is. It's a lot of drinking.
Okay, boom.
Mm-hmm.
So, not including your hot sauce, what's your favorite one?
Tabasco habanero.
Tabasco habanero. That shit is pretty decent. I'm not a big. I only eat Tabasco on like Louisiana food, but
see, the thing is, I'm not gonna hate on anybody else's company. There's a lot of companies in Tampa that's coming up. There was one that was promoted at the Riverfest a couple of years ago with me. It was on the two hot sauce companies. It was me. I think it's like Jammin' Sauces. There's a lady from here in Tampa. She had like fruit-based sauces. But she promoted the Tampa River Fest with me 2 years ago. Her sauces are good. But beyond that, when it comes to Tampa sauces, I really don't pretty much follow anybody else's sauces here. Because the majority of the sauces here, they do what's called co-packing. And basically what that means is they send their recipe to a company, and the company produces it for them. To me, you fake, because
You should not know.
you should make your sauces yourself. Again, like he'll tell you, I grow my sauces. I grow my peppers. I grow, the cilantro, the culantro. And there's a big difference. A lot of people don't know the difference between cilantro and culantro, but I grow both of them. I grow all the stuff that I use in my sauces right here in this area. These other companies that bite my fucking name and bite my scheme and everything or whatever, I ain't gonna call you out, but I know all three of who y'all is, and we own y'all on a little McDeal. You know what I'm saying?
Free smoke.
Nah, they don't want that. They already know it.
Hey, nah, I wanted to know, because I never heard of culantro, so can we please educate my people? Because we all about education on the show. We talk a lot of shit, but we do want to teach people. Nah, and I just looked it up.
You have cilantro.
Yes,
That's what you guys know here. Cilantro is, the Mexican condiment or whatever Hispanic condiment that you know. Culantro is different. The leaf is bigger.
Yeah,
So it has the same flavor almost, but it's stronger. And it's more towards the Caribbean as opposed to other things that are, closer to other places. So.
Yes,
I grow my culantro. I grow my. I can name you 1 million peppers that I grow.
That's so cool. See, that's why I brought you in for educate, not to talk shit, shoot everybody. Everybody scared. You ain't my mama scared.
I ain't shooting nobody.
My mama got
I'm not
all the way
shooting
to topic 5 just to get.
I'm not shooting nobody.
Just to feel safe.
Let's
You teaching my mama something. She had to be topic 5.
Let's understand that. I am not shooting anybody. So let's Santiago.
You shot my mama. My mama gonna be like, David, I got shot watching your YouTube.
Jose
And I'm like,
Santiago.
mama, I know I eat my 4 guns. I got shot too.
Yeah.
Greg got shot. Everybody got shot. Everybody got shot.
Look here.
He was the only one that made it out.
I put this on my kids. Jose Santiago is not shooting anybody.
It's gunpowder in the hot sauce, mama.
We're not
Gunpowder.
shooting nobody. Okay?
I tried it.
We're not shooting nobody. The thing is
gunpowder.
just be real. And talk about what you know.
And cocaine. It's gunpowder.
Oh man,
and the hot sauce.
This
This is the best hot sauce you ever had. This is the best hot sauce you ever had in your life.
I don't know what you're this something, man.
Gunpowder, cocaine, everything, man. Guacamole is everything. It's got culantro, everything.
Right now I'm looking up culantro pesto.
Yeah, I just seen the I just seen it. It looked good too. Yeah, it looked good. Yeah, I'm fucking with this culantro. If I go into Publix and they don't have this, I'm throwing a fit.
No, Publix ain't.
I pay too goddamn much.
Publix is not going to happen. Here's the
You
problem.
say Publix not gonna happen?
No. And I'll explain. Here's what
Is it
the problem
illegal in America?
Oh no, that's not the issue. So the issue is for me, as a black man, so I'm still a black man, okay? And a lot of times people say, you know what? Oh, he's Puerto Rican, he's not black. Yeah, I'm a Chico. Whatever you Florida motherfuckers want to call me, I'm a Chico. But I'm a black man.
Right.
Okay? As a black man, I have to own everything. I have to own the start, I have to own the finish. The problem with companies like Publix, with Walmart, with all the bigger things, is that guys feel like once they get there, they've made it. But when you go into Publix, you buy that sauce for $2.50.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But he sold that sauce to Publix for $2.49. He's looking at, okay, you know what? I'm going to sell 1,000 bottles. That's cool for him. Fine. You get a penny off of everything that you sold. But is your worth what you work for? Worth that penny? No, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
That means you gotta sell.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
I'm not gonna be able to date from time to time to say, hey, you got this to get this certain amount.
I'm not gonna be enslaved by them. So what I did was I opened up my own business.
I mean, that's what we did with music.
Right. Here's the thing. So this is what you do. I open up my own store. You don't have to sell that shit. I'll sell it. You know why? Because I own the store.
I got the time. I'm capable of it. I know what it's
I
like.
get that. When it comes to
Teach these people the game. Teach them the game.
when it comes to the transactions and the money coming in, that's cool. I got to a deal with the company or whatever as far as we get money and they process my money for me. But it's only pennies on the dollar. So if they bring in $1, I get 98 cents of that. 97 cents of that, whatever. It don't go below 90
So now you have
cents.
somebody who really
So
serves.
I'm getting my money. So as opposed to me selling it to you for $2.98 in Publix,
You get it from.
I can sell it to you over here on my site that I own, and you get it from me.
It's all straight
Control
deal.
the more profit.
Fuck the middleman.
That's the problem. Is most people think that when you get with Publix and you get with Walmart and you get with these big distributors or whatever, that you're making money, but you're actually slaving yourself out. You're slaving
And
yourself
most
out.
of it,
hard to make.
and most of it is a loan in the first place.
Yeah.
But I don't need that. I don't need that.
Whether it's food, whether it's music, whether it is, I don't know, entertainment, it don't matter. It's all the
The thing
upfront.
is, I'm not waiting for a check from Publix.
I could tell a lie by the nigga. So I can't get involved with these niggas. No, you trippin', I can't take the fall for these niggas. If I fall with these niggas, then they all coming with me. See, I know a lie by my niggas. And if it's beef, then we all cooking niggas. Snakes thinking about plotting on my niggas, then we hopping in the Chevy, spraying rounds through the window. Hey.